I almost didn't answer the call. It was past midnight, the kind of hour where everything feels slightly unreal, hotel air conditioning humming, city lights filtered through thick glass, my phone vibrating against the nightstand like it didn't belong to me. I remember staring at the screen longer than I should have, seeing my daughter's name and thinking, it can wait. I picked up anyway. Dade. Her voice was quiet, not crying. That's what kept me from reacting right away. Kids cry when something's wrong. That's what I'd always believed. Hey, what's up? Why are you awake? There was a pause, like she was listening for something on her end. Or maybe deciding how much to say. Mom and Grandma made me sleep in the dog cage. I almost laughed. Not because it was funny, but because it didn't fit into anything real. What do you mean? I asked, softer now. The one in the laundry room. They said I was being bad. They locked it. Another pause. I could hear her breathing. Controlled. Too controlled. How long? I don't know. I think a long time. I got my phone when they went to sleep. There are moments where your brain tries to protect you by slowing everything down. It offers explanations, alternatives, softer versions of reality. Maybe she misunderstood, maybe it wasn't locked, maybe. Are you in there now? No? Where are you? In my room. I closed the door. I sat up. The room around me felt like a stage set, temporary, meaningless. Are you safe? I think so. I don't remember ending the call. I remember staring at the wall after, replaying her voice. Not panicked. Not dramatic. Just careful. That's what stayed with me. I'd missed things before. Not like this, I told myself. But smaller things. Moments where I chose the easier interpretation. Times I told myself I was overthinking. I booked the earliest flight without really registering the details. The airport felt wrong, too bright, too normal. People dragging luggage, buying coffee, living inside routines that suddenly seemed irrelevant. On the plane, I tried to reconstruct the past few months. Conversations with my wife that ended too quickly, the way my daughter sometimes hesitated before answering simple questions. The jokes about strict discipline that I didn't push back on. I told myself I trusted my wife. That's what a stable person does, right? They don't assume the worst. But somewhere along the line, trust had turned into avoidance. By the time I landed, I wasn't angry. Not in the way people expect. It was something quieter, more focused. When I pulled into the driveway, nothing looked different. Same house. Same curtains. Morning light touching everything like it always had. Inside, I didn't announce myself. My wife was in the kitchen. Her mother sitting at the table, flipping through something on her phone. They both looked up, surprised. "You're back early," my wife said. "Flight got moved," I replied. I didn't ask anything yet. I just looked around. "Where is she?" "In her room," my wife said. "She's been difficult." Of course. I walked down the hallway slowly. Her door was closed. I knocked once and opened it. She was sitting on the bed, fully dressed. Awake in a way that didn't match the time. For a second, she didn't move. Then she stood up. "Hey," I said. She nodded. I didn't hug her right away. I didn't want to overwhelm her or worse, signal that everything was suddenly okay. "You want to sit with me for a minute?" She sat. I sat next to her. "Tell me what happened," I said. She spoke in pieces. Not emotional, just factual. Like she was trying to make sure she got it right. The cage. The lock. Being told it was a consequence. Being told not to tell me because I'd overreact. I listened. I didn't interrupt. When she finished, I asked one thing. "Has this happened before?" She hesitated, then nodded. That was the moment something settled in me. Not anger, not shock, just clarity. I stood up. "I'm going to take care of this," I said. "You stay here, okay?" She didn't ask what I meant. She just watched me leave. Back in the kitchen, the air felt different. Like something had shifted that they couldn't quite see yet. "We need to talk," I said. My wife crossed her arms. "If this is about her behavior, it's not." Her mother looked up then, more alert. "What did she tell you?" my wife asked. I didn't answer directly. Instead, I took out my phone. I've already made a report, I said. Silence. With who? She asked. You'll find out. That wasn't entirely true, I hadn't made the call yet. But I was about to. I stepped outside, dialed, and waited. When I spoke, I kept my voice even. Clear. Specific. No exaggeration. No emotion. Just facts. When I came back in, they were both standing now. You're overreacting, my wife said. It wasn't like that. It was exactly like that, I replied. Her mother shook her head. You're going to ruin this family over discipline. I didn't argue. We waited, that was the longest part. Not knowing exactly how it would unfold. Just knowing that it would. When the knock came, it was firm. Unmistakable. 2 people. Calm. Professional. They introduced themselves, asked to come in. Everything changed then, not dramatically, not loudly, but visibly. The confidence in my wife's voice softened. Her mother stopped interrupting. Words became more careful, more measured. They explained, reframed, minimized. The officers listened, took notes, asked questions. I stayed quiet unless I was addressed. At one point, one of them asked to see the laundry room. I followed. The cage was there. Metal, ordinary in a way that made it worse. Was it locked? He asked. Yes, I said. He nodded, wrote something down. When we came back out, my daughter was standing in the hallway, watching. One of the officers crouched slightly, spoke to her gently, asked a few questions. She answered the same way she had with me. Careful, precise. I watched my wife while that happened. The way her posture shifted. The way she avoided looking directly at our daughter. It wasn't a collapse. It wasn't dramatic. But it was a loss of control. Eventually, the officers stepped outside with me, explained next steps, what would happen, what might not. It's good you called, one of them said. Early matters. I nodded. When they left, the house felt different, quieter, but not peaceful. My wife didn't say anything right away. Neither did I. There wasn't a clean resolution waiting for us. No single conversation that would fix it. I went back to my daughter's room. She was sitting where I'd left her. Are you okay? I asked. She shrugged slightly. I sat down again. You did the right thing calling me, I said. She looked at me, like she was trying to decide if that was true. I should have seen it sooner, I added. That part stayed in the air between us. Not as an apology that fixed anything. Just as something real. She nodded, small but definite. I didn't promise anything after that. Not yet. Trust doesn't come back because you act once, even if it's the right action. But something had shifted. Not loudly. Not perfectly. Just enough to start again.